Hello and welcome to the Tournament Center. Randy Buehler here with Brian David-Marshall. We now know who's going to be playing on Sunday for all that hardware. The top 8 is incredibly diverse. 8 different countries represented. You got 5 guys who've been on Sunday before, you got 3 newcomers, and it's 8 different countries, none of which is Japan. What's going on?
And none of which are the U.S.
No Japanese players, no U.S. players. Instead, we've got David Reitbauer from Austria, William Cavalieri from Italy. That's going to be a big crowd.
Yeah, I think the stadium will be a little bit crowded on Sunday.
That should be a lot of fun. Andre Coimbra from Portugal, who's been in a World's Top 8 before. Terry So, the Invitational champ from Malaysia, has made this Top 8. I haven't seen him around in a while, but kid can still play, no question about that. Manuel Buescher was on the Switzerland team that won the World Team Championship in Paris, right? When the last time Worlds was in Europe.
I believe it was in New York.
New York.
Sure.
But the Swiss team winning the World Team title. He's finally got an individual Top 8 on his resume. Marin Lebert, the Belgian.
This is his 3rd Top 8.
Very good player.
Yeah.
Bram Snepvangers. Bram Snepvangers has only missed 1 Pro Tour this decade. He's got more pro points than anybody on the Hall of Fame ballot that hasn't already gotten voted in. He's, I think, probably around 300 career pro points now.
He has a staggering amount. This is his 4th career Top 8. Mm-hmm. First in quite some time.
Absolutely. And he needed it, too.
He was in danger of falling off the Pro Tour.
Yep.
He's played on every Pro Tour since, I think he missed Kobe.
Right.
But that's the only Pro Tour he's missed all decade, and he didn't miss that. He just missed it because he didn't go.
Right.
So
back on the gravy train. Lebert also needed this to get back on the gravy train as well.
So funny story, Marin Lebert was eligible to play in the Play the Game, See the World tournament that's taking place tomorrow. It's a tournament. There were qualifiers all over the continent. There were 8 more slots given away this weekend. The players are going to play Seal Deck tomorrow, and the winner of that tournament is going to get free airfare and free accommodations to every Pro Tour next season. They don't get to play necessarily.
Right.
They got to take care of that on their own.
But they get to see the world, play the game inside events if they're not queued for the main event.
So Marine figured, well, maybe I'll be, trying to squeeze together a season next year.
Right.
I'll try to win this tournament.
And turns out he's got other plans for Sunday.
So he's showing up an hour earlier than some of the other competitors need to be here because he's still going to pick up his sealed deck that he qualifies for by participating in that.
Sure. And 8th place, winning the tiebreaker, dice off, Florian Pils from Germany, edging out Adam Koska. You got to feel bad for Adam Koska.
Adam Koska is that's got to be a heartbreaker. Yeah. Adam Koska is a player who, in Kyoto, finished 9th. He went X3 on day 1.
Yep.
He swept day 2. He ran the tables.
Didn't lose a single match.
Did not lose a single match. Finishes 9th on tiebreakers. The powers that be look at this. They say, we don't want to see this happen. We need a couple more.
If you win out on day 2,
right,
you should be able to make the top 8, right?
Right.
If you advance to day 2, you should still be in contention.
So
they added rounds to the Pro Tour in order to make sure there were enough rounds that just couldn't happen.
It's called the Koska effect.
Yeah.
Sort of,
Sure.
And he comes here now, not the same situation. Worlds is a much different tournament.
Right.
9th place on breakers.
Yeah, so 9th. And he didn't even play a Pro Tour
He
in
did
between,
not play
right?
in between. These are his only 2 Pro Tours. So this is someone to keep an eye on for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, 2 top, back-to-back virtual top 8s. This is a formidable player.
Right. Koska from the Czech Republic. Czech Republic had a great weekend. Peter Brozek was playing for top 8 in the last round. Lost, but he was in contention the whole way. Martin Hughes has obviously been having an amazing season. Winds up, I believe, 3rd in the Player of the Year race when the dust settles.
Top 64 finish for him.
Yeah, finished in the money. And they're on top of the team standings. None of those guys are on the team. The Czech team is 3 other guys, but they opened up a lead this morning, and they just cruised to the number 1 seed for the team final. So they'll be here on Sunday. Now, I have never seen a team competition this close before. You look at who's going to be 2nd, 3rd, 4th, who else is going to make it, and China is through at 119 points, the Netherlands at 118, Austria at 117, winning a tiebreaker versus Brazil,
wow,
who was doing great and everybody had in through, and then you've got Germany at 116. So there's only 3 points separating 2nd from 6th. Crazy. I've never seen anything that
it's
close.
Unbelievable. And lost in sort of all that drama is the fact that this is China.
Yes.
China is not a team you think about as a country you don't think of as a magic powerhouse.
Yeah, and they've done traditionally pretty well in this World's team competition. They've got like a 7th, a 10th, an 11th.
They sort of punch above their weight was sort of the phrase that was thrown.
They show up in a relevant match, but then they lose. But they never lost. They've been 2nd the whole day, and they got 2nd after the team rounds, and they stayed there. They just kept winning.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting to see those guys on camera tomorrow. And you know who we haven't mentioned yet? Japan. Like, this Japanese team was supposed to be the team to beat in this world's team competition. Yuya Watanabe, Shuhei Nakamura, these guys, everybody thought they were going to win. They just had a terrible day.
Yeah,
They lost both team rounds this morning. They got swept in multiple rounds during the individual competition, and kind of a distant-ish 7th place finish for them. Very surprising for that favored team.
Yeah, it seemed like fits and starts for the Japanese team. I know a couple of players were a little under the weather.
Yeah, the flu did hit that team. That was unfortunate to see that. Some good news, though. Congratulations to Yuya Watanabe. He has clinched the Player of the Year title. He had the 13-point lead. We thought for a while that it might actually come down to Sunday. Martin Hughes made a run. Gab Nassif was still in contention fairly late.
Paulo Vitor Damarosa was right there.
Was very much in it, especially with the points from Brazil. And in the very last round of the tournament, Tomoharu Saito was playing for top 8. He only had to win one of his last 2, but he finished loss. So he doesn't get to Sunday. He winds up second in the Player of the Year race. And we have, for the 5th consecutive season, a Japanese Player of the Year. 5 different guys. It's actually just a remarkable run by players from that country.
Right.
5 different guys, 5 years in a row.
Starts with Kenji in 2005 in Yokohama. Goes to Shota Yasuoka,
who had a great weekend, by the way.
Yeah, let's mention him.
Shota finished 15th, playing for top 8 in the last round and losing.
And could very well be playing in the Magic Online Championship Series finals tomorrow as well. He's got 3 more rounds to go, but he's right at the top of that.
Absolutely. So it goes Kenji, Shota, Saito, Nakamura, and now Watanabe. 5 different players. Just a great run for that. They may not have anybody playing on Sunday, but they're still going to get one of the big trophies in the award ceremony, that's for sure.
I got to tell you, looking at Czech Republic at the top of the team standings, looking at the number of Eastern Europeans that you just see at the top tables, at seemingly every Pro Tour right now, you have to feel like maybe some of the same title shifts that we saw when suddenly the Japanese players started showing up at the top tables and the Japanese players moving forward. I really do feel like there's a big shift towards Eastern European Magic right now. And, maybe China right behind them.
Yeah, they're paired against Austria in one semifinal. Austria paced by Benedikt Klauser.
Wow.
4 top 8s from back in the day. It's big, he's gotten a job. He hasn't been playing Magic a lot, but you know what? He plays Nationals every year, and 2 of the last 3 or 4 years he's gotten onto the team, comes back to Worlds. He can still play, no question. China versus the Netherlands on the other side, which Netherlands traditionally are very strong in team play, and China first Sunday, any kind of Sunday appearance we've seen from China. So there's your team semifinals. There's your individual quarterfinals. We got the Player of the Year award done. We've also got the Rookie of the Year award done. Lino Bergold finishes 1 point ahead of Akimasa Yamamoto. Germany got 3 points for that 6th place finish in the team competition. That's what he needed to win Rookie of the Year by a single point.
We thought for a little while that there was going to be a tie. Brad Nelson.
Yeah, Brad Nelson was making a run.
And Akimasa, but Akimasa did not have a very strong tournament.
He got 3 points.
He got 3 points.
Finished 100 and something. Not good enough. Bergold also finished 100 and something. They got the same 3 from the individual, but those 3 team points. Bergold came in down 2, finishes up 1. Hats off to him.
And Bergold got a handful of those points just last week or 2 weeks ago in Paris.
Yeah, at the Grand Prix.
He closed the season very strong. So congratulations to him.
Lots going on this weekend. We know some stuff now. We figure out the rest tomorrow. We've got a World Championship to hand out. We've got a Team Championship to hand out. It's going to be awesome. The webcast is going to start at what works out to be 3:45 a.m. on the East Coast of the United States. It's 10 a.m. local time here in Rome. You can probably figure out where you are from there. And Brian will be there. I'll be there. Going to be a lot of fun. Hope we'll see you too.